On the 19th of June 1954, a coach of 11 children arrived at the Robbers Cave State Park in Oklahoma. A day later, another group of 11 would also arrive at the camp. Both groups were unaware of the other, and throughout Stage 1, the experimenters would keep this the case by carefully managing the two's activities throughout the park. The boys would stay in log cabins alongside the Moccasin Creek, where they could swim, play, and explore among the nearby woods. Each group had junior camp counselors, who were university students. They would stay with the boys all the time, and there were also senior camp counselors who were participant observers who stayed with the boys for around 12 hours a day. Sharif had instructed these assistants strictly to not influence the study in any way. Although there were two groups, their experience in the first few days was very similar. After the 19th of June, the first stage would begin. This began even on the coach ride to the camp, where boys in their separate coaches discussed parents and parts of the city of Oklahoma where they had come from. Games were played, and the groups were encouraged to create team names, make flags, and create a motto. One group took the name the Eagles, where the other took the name the Rattlers. Over the next few days, the groups were allowed to create hideouts, and using a canoe placed near each respective campsite, created their respective holdouts. In order to keep both groups separate, meal times and activities were staggered. The groups were allowed to purchase t-shirts and baseball caps for stenciling their respective group names on, as well as white sheets to be turned into flags. The type of language within the group addressed items as "our things," and a noticeable microculture was developing within the boys. Towards the end of the week, the two groups were allowed to find each other, and once completely confirmed by the camp workers that there was indeed another group, both groups became eager to see one another. But a slight spanner was thrown in the works. Two boys in the Eagle group had to be sent home due to homesickness. This would give an organic path to Stage 2, the friction stage. The experimenters found that both groups became insistent on challenging one another to a baseball game, allowing the subjects to believe that the tournament of Stage 2 was going to be their idea. The continued insistence of the groups, albeit mainly from the Rattlers, meant setting up the controlled circumstances for Stage 2 became increasingly difficult. The Rattlers, upon hearing the other group was playing on the baseball field, began to use language like, "They're using our diamond," or "they're on our field." This showed that the in and out group dynamics had successfully formed, at least in the Rattlers, and thus the experiment moved into Stage 2, or the friction phase.